The St Andrews Prize for the Environment is in its third decade as a flagship prize that recognises projects that transform our environment, that are scalable, replicable, have potential, and give people hope. The St Andrews Prize for the Environment is incredibly important to the University of St Andrews. Climate change is an issue that has to concern everybody on our planet, and concern for the environment, a commitment to sustainability, is at the heart of the strategy of the University of St Andrews, to the extent that we have recently set up our own Environmental Sustainability Board, chaired by Professor Sir Ian Boyd, and we had over 100 people seeking to join that board, and that was indicative of the incredible importance that everybody in our community attaches to environmental issues. So we see the St Andrews Prize for the Environment as absolutely aligned with our priorities and our strategy. And we were delighted that this year competition for the prize was, I would say, even stronger than ever. And out of a very large number of applications, the three that we selected for the final this week were wide-ranging in geography, in approach, and in the nature of the projects that they focused on. The first project that we considered for the prize was conservation through public health. This, despite its name, is actually a project which focuses on the idea of One Health. It's a holistic project that focuses on how we can actually positively engage with relations between human society and the animal world. It has been working out of Uganda since 2003, and conservation through public health looks at the ways in which attention to the public health of the community that lives around the area which is also occupied by gorillas in Uganda, how attention on public health can actually improve the health of the gorilla population as well as the human population. It's a project which looks at benefiting both mankind and animal kind. And we were hugely impressed by the deep research behind the project, the way in which it engages with local communities, the way in which it takes an iconic animal species and has really worked to improve the population of that species. In the nearly 20 years that the project has been running, we've been able to see that the gorilla population numbers have improved and increased. So the project has demonstrable results, both in supporting poor local communities and in supporting an iconic species that is so important to our planet. So we thought this was a terrific and very well presented project. Dirty Girls of Lesbos is a remarkable project that speaks to the relationship between what we all know to be a major humanitarian crisis, the arrival of refugees on Lesbos and other of the Greek islands in the past decade, in numbers that have really called upon the humanity of the local population. And we're very conscious of the fact that Dirty Girls of Lesbos is also a response to that humanitarian crisis from an environmental perspective. It is a response which actually looks not only at the situation of the refugees, but at the support which is given to them and which engages challengingly and constructively with the materials that are necessary for the support of refugees. Blankets, clothes, and also, of course, the inevitable waste in plastic from bottles of water and other materials that support them. It takes a constructive approach to those issues. It says it's not enough to put blankets in landfill. Rather, it is a project that has been founded on laundering blankets and restoring them to the population. It's also a project that has focused on upcycling materials and reworking them in ways that draw on volunteers and the refugee community. So we thought that Dirty Girls of Lesbos was an inspired project, a project that we all found very compelling and moving to hear about, and which we think, as an approach to this issue, has a lot that is replicable and scalable to it. Smartfish is a social enterprise, really a hybrid social enterprise, based in Mexico and looking at ways in which fishing production, artisanal fishing production, for the kind of fishing products that are so appealing in terms of seafood to consumers, can be made environmentally sustainable, but can also be socially responsible as far as consumers are concerned. It's a project that looks at working with local fishing communities so that they're trained to make their catch responsible, well-produced, and something that those who are going to consume it can feel that they can do so responsibly. We thought that this was a very professionally presented project, again with great potential in terms of its scale and its replicability. And so all three of these projects we felt were high caliber, imaginative, and really speaking to the heart of the prize, which is about benefiting the environment. The judges used all of the time that they had to consider these three contenders, and it wasn't a straightforward decision. We thought they all had terrific potential, and they were all absolutely worthy finalists. But in the end, on the basis of a proven track record, on the basis of engaging with really major environmental issues, on the basis of engaging with humankind and with animal kind, and on the simple basis of giving everyone who looked at this project enormous hope, we decided that conservation through public health was the very worthy winner of the 2020 St Andrews Prize for the Environment.